Good to go? Did you take the picture? Or are we going to do that?
We'll do that.
Okay. Last time I said something like, what did I say? Welcome to the Unnamed podcast, because it's not a podcast and it doesn't have a name. So we're back.
Episode 2 or 3? 2.
This is episode 2, actually.
Episode 2.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us who you are, where you're from, how you found Die Hard.
All right. So I'm Carli. I am a nurse. I work here at Advent Health in Daytona. I'm from Michigan originally. I won't ever forget, the first time I ever heard about CrossFit was from a doctor in Michigan. He's like, come on, let's do this. And like, I always enjoyed working out. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I just would go to the gym. I had my own routine, my cardio routine, and I was not interested at the time. So after moving down to Michigan, finding a gym, we started picking up on some of their classes, which were fun at the time, and then they just got so repetitive, very like not motivating anymore, pretty unchallenging. I'm like, I need something different, and I was never a person who could go to the gym and just kill a workout by myself. I'd spend 20 minutes trying to find like the perfect song to listen to get pumped up. And
what's the perfect song? What was it?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It had to be, they're like a cardio song. It had to be like fast paced so you could run on the treadmill, because that's what I would do, or I'd get on the stair stepper. So I'd go on like iTunes and find like the 120 like beats per minute to like try to get my like cadence going. And then by the time I found that, I was ready to go. So Kaylee actually looked into Die Hard, and I was like, oh my God, it's kind of a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But she started like probably a month before I did, and started at the basic level, the 3 times per week. And I remember like looking at my schedule, and I was like, okay, I have this coming up this week. I'm gonna go see Chris's parents this weekend. So I like tried to map it out perfectly where I could find like where I'd hit 3 times a week. And then I was like, enough. You just gotta sign up and try it. And then 2 years later, I'm still here.
So who's Kaylee?
Kaylee's my twin sister.
So you have a twin sister? That's fun fact. How's that?
It's interesting.
That's not what I expected you to say.
It's great. It's great. I love being a twin. We have a great relationship. We are the only siblings. She's a nurse too. We're best friends. We challenge each other.
But
we have our moments, just like any siblings.
She's there laughing.
We don't last long. We don't fight. We just might bicker for a little bit. But we always forget. We have a good relationship. So, and Kaylee's always like, she's probably cooler than I am, but she found this, and she's always like the more like spontaneous one. She's like, I'm just gonna try it, and I'm gonna go. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna find out if you like it first. And she's like, Carli, come on, let's go. I'm like, okay, I need to try something different. So
you moved here from Michigan. Mm-hmm. You heard about it up there, and you were kind of bored with what you were doing here, doing classes.
Yeah.
And you had heard it. You saw it was maybe more money than the gym you were going to. But you said it solved a few things for you. You didn't know what to do. You went in looking for the perfect song. You didn't mention Taylor Swift. I thought for sure that T Swift would come up, but
yeah, but the old, like a couple years ago, Taylor Swift didn't have like the best gym workout. Like now her new eras are like the really good ones to work out to.
Okay.
Because you couldn't work out to like her Red album, or I couldn't do it.
So having a workout put up there for you, that was a big benefit?
Yeah. And the classes I did at the old gym, it was, they called it Alloy, and it was like every minute you did like a different exercise. So like you would row for a minute. Like you're never gonna get good at rowing, and I never was, because you only did it for 1 minute in like a rotation. So it was a good cardiac workout, but like you never got a lot of like strength training from it.
And it was always the same? Like it was always like every class, every week you went, it was just always
one? Very similar, yeah.
Very similar, so not much variety. You kind of,
no.
Was it boring or was it fun?
It was fun in the beginning, and then it just got boring. You're like, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna do the same stuff every day. And you weren't being challenged.
Oh, you weren't being
anymore.
challenged?
Yeah. So.
Do you like a challenge?
I do. I like, here you find a movement, it's difficult, you work on it, you get frustrated, you hate it for a little bit, and then you get it. And then you're like, oh my God, I can do this. So.
She's gonna chop that clip up right there. That was perfect. She's gonna pull that one out.
So it was like you go through like these cycles. You have a love-hate relationship. Like some days your double unders are great. Sometimes you're like, what am I doing wrong today? Or you can't get the rhythm down. Or like getting like your kipping movements down, and you finally get those, and you're like, these rips on my hand are worth it today. So
before you found, CrossFit, you'd say you were struggling with time, challenge, kind of progression. What else in the gym or anything fitness related, mindset, nutrition? What were you struggling with before you found here that we haven't already talked about?
So I've always tried to stay like really motivated, like working out, and I feel like that was never like a problem. And then, I'm not in my young 20s anymore. My metabolism has changed. So the nutrition part had to change too. And when that didn't, you like started to gain a few pounds, you felt sluggish, you didn't recover as good. So then when, you introduce like your bod squad challenge and having like the nutrition part, which is harder than anything you do in the gym, and learning how to make that like an easy part of your lifestyle, that's when like everything like really started to fall like together. So, and the other gyms I went to never had that nutrition part.
So when you got your nutrition together, it kind of took it to the next level?
Yeah.
You said you're not in your early 20s anymore. How old are you?
28, gonna be 29. So, and you can just tell, like stuff that you ate, and you could eat a lot of it and not see like like pounds gained or anything. Like it's different now. I can't eat everything I used to when I was 22, or I can't drink like when I was 22. So you just like learn, what your body needs at this time.
Yeah. Do you notice so you talked about like the pounds and all that kind of stuff, but do you feel better eating differently, or is it strictly like how you're like the scale, or how you feel in here? Do you feel different?
No, I feel different. Once like you understand like what like macronutrients like your body needs, like I stopped feeling so tired all the time. I stopped feeling so bloated all the time. I felt like I was recovering better. So, because before like doing like your nutrition challenges, I would eat so much like processed food thinking it was good, because they make the labels look so pretty, and you see your Instagram bloggers have post this and they're like, yeah, this is so good, but in reality you just need to be like shopping the outside of the stores, eating stuff you actually have to cook and put together yourself. And once I started doing that, like I felt like I had more energy. I felt like I recovered a lot quicker in the gym. So awesome. Definitely a change. It was hard to start at first, because you're like, all of my snacks would be in a wrapper, and then when you had to like prepare all your snacks and all your meals, you're just like, wow, like I can prepare 3 days of food, and it's taking me like 5 hours on my day off to do this. So you just have to really dedicate time to do that. And I never did that when I was in another gym.
Yeah.
Because no one told me I should be doing that.
And you probably find now too, like it doesn't take you 5 hours anymore, right?
Oh no. Once you learned exactly like what your measurements were, your like go-to meals, me and Kaylee can get it like 6-7 meals done in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it went from like 5 hours to 30 minutes just by learning how to do it and putting in the work and practicing a little bit.
I don't have to look at my little cheat sheet anymore, because I've done it so much, and I know like for breakfast what I'm going to eat, and I'm going to eat every day, and it is what it is, and I do enjoy it. Like, and I'm a lot more full from eating my 3 eggs and my cup of grapes than I ever was eating like a bowl of cereal. So, because I would burn all that sugar off, and then right after the gym I'd be hungry again. Yep. So. And
you're also still going out and living your best life on the weekends too.
Yep.
There's no shortage of fun.
There isn't. No, you focus on the days like where like if you have something planned, you're like, okay, I'm going to go out on Friday night or whatever. So I'm going to hit everything I need to through the week. So when I go out and I have like my fun, like I don't feel like I wrecked everything, because like I did so good through the week, and I deserve to have a night of fun.
Very good. Awesome. Very cool. So let's, next question would be, what are some of the results, surprises maybe, or even big wins you've had since you've been here? Like, what are you most proud of? What was maybe a couple big changes or something that happened that you didn't necessarily expect to happen?
So one thing I never was into or wanted to do was strength training. Being in other gyms, like going like by the weights was always like really intimidating, because that was a very like congested area of the gym full of men, not women. Like, so I was always like kind of like limiting myself to like the cardio machines, and then you come here and you're doing a back squat cycle, a front squat cycle, strict press, and all the things. So we just did our back squat cycle, and I did 205 pounds, which I never would have thought I would have been in the 200 club, but 2 years later I am. And then like deadlifts, I never thought I would be doing like a deadlift cycle. So I'm proud of all that, and I can definitely tell like the difference in my body, and like having like more muscle. I'm not heavier, I'm not like bulkier. It looks good on women. So, and you can't get that when you do the treadmill or the elliptical or the stair stepper every day.
Absolutely. So that's cool. You actually like strength training now, and you're enjoying yourself doing that?
Yeah, it's good. I love like when you're on your 1 rep max day and everyone has all that energy, and everyone's trying to get that, and you hear people like cheering each other on. They're ringing the bell when they get their lift and their goal, and it's such a different environment than a regular gym.
So environment matters.
Yeah, you have people here like that you've made friends with. You are supporting their goals with them. So just having like that positive energy is a lot different, and it makes working out a lot more fun. Like I told Kaylee and some of our other friends when we go get coffee, I'm like, I didn't even feel like I just worked out today. Like, we just had fun, and now we're going to get our coffee. So it's a good routine, and it doesn't feel like, oh, I gotta go to the gym today. I'm here to burn my 500 calories and then go. So it's having that to look forward to, and the environment has a lot to do with that.
Well, yeah, if you look forward to coming, you're more likely to come. If you know your friends are going to go out to coffee, you're going to don't want to miss coffee. You don't want to be the one that skipped the workout and just goes to coffee.
No.
Like, no, you can't come. You can't come. You didn't squat with us. You don't get to drink coffee with us.
That's right.
What would you say the biggest misconception is that somebody might be looking around to join a gym or get into fitness or somehow, and they come across a CrossFit gym, CrossFit diehard, whatever? What is maybe you think the biggest misconception among the people, either you before you started or the people in your life that now you might have told, or like they'll ask you about it and they're like, oh, I can't because, or something like that?
I feel like people get the misconception like it's like a cult, like you have all these people and they're just like lifting weights, and they're just really like aggressive and strong, and it's intimidating. And that's what like one of my coworkers said. They're like, isn't that like kind of like you're gonna gain too much muscle, you're gonna look bulky? And I think some people are afraid of that. So that's what I think the biggest misconception is. And like being intimidated to go into a group who's done this for a long time, I think that can be really intimidating to start, because like you might think, oh my gosh, someone's watching you. Nobody's watching you. Everyone's having their moment with their barbell, and they're struggling too. They're not watching the new people and judging them. And I think that is a big limiting factor for a lot of people. Okay, so not like the self-esteem part, like you're a brand new person coming into a class with someone who's been doing this for 5 years. So okay, so those are your misconceptions. So what would you tell, last question is, what would you tell someone that might be considering it, dealing with some of those misconceptions, and is kind of like on the fence, 50-50? What would you say? I would tell them to try it, because any workout that we do on any given day, they can make a scaled version for you that's going to challenge you and work towards your goals. So just to give it a try, and I think they'd be surprised like how fun it actually is. And the environment, it's not going to feel like a real gym. It's gonna, if you're enjoying your environment, you're gonna want to go. So to see the RX version, we can still make a really challenging scaled version for wherever like their needs are.
A lot of times we make the scaled version harder.
They're hard. Tarzan pulls are way harder than rope climbs, and you have to do double.
I agree.
So
I agree.
I think anyone can come and get a good workout and have a lot of fun. It's just getting here and not worrying about like the group who's been here and doing this for a while. And every day when we have new people and they get like a round of applause for coming here, like, oh, they're dropping in, this is their second class. And you don't get that at a gym. You don't get that support because nobody cares when you're at a regular gym. Like, people care about you here. I don't think people realize that. It's more than just a gym. It's really family here. So
I'm really happy to hear you say that. That just means that hopefully some of our hard work to make an environment that you guys love is working. All right, last questions, rapid fire. I wasn't planning on doing this, but favorite TV show?
Friends.
Favorite artist?
Taylor Swift, obviously.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Why not?
Okay.
Sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite CrossFit movement?
Oh gosh, double unders.
Least favorite CrossFit movement?
Snatch.
Number one goal for the rest of the year?
Kipping, toes to bar, anything rig related.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.